Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas from Super Cool Radio, and I have a very special treat for all my viewers out there. I am with former RCW World Champion Anthony Lee. Thank you for hanging out with me. How's
Yep, no
everything going?
worries. Happy to be here.
How's everything going for? I see you're driving right now.
Yeah, we had to go get some, had to make a coffee run. It's been a long week, so
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel you, man.
had to
So,
go to Broad Ripple in Indianapolis and get some coffee.
right on. Well, anytime in India, I'll have to check that out. So, I kind of want to start at the beginning. When did you know you wanted to become a pro wrestler?
I did backyard wrestling in high school. When I literally moved from one town to another, uh, and during my English class, I was talking to my friend Jason, and he's like, "Oh yeah, me and a few other people are going to go do a backyard wrestling show at my house after school. You want to come?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, that sounds fun." And then I got the crap beat out of me by four people because just kind of as a joke because they thought it'd be funny to do that at the end of our one of the matches was they all put me in submission holds and I was like, "Yeah, you guys suck." Uh, but we started doing like weekly or a couple times a week wrestling shows, and then I started training to wrestle when I was a junior.
Oh, right on, man. And I know you've been heavily involved in RCW for a while now, and you're heavily involved in the world title scene as well. I know you're former champ up until July when you lost to Demand Man Fulton. And I know RCW, they've been heavily involved, in the South Bend area, putting on some great shows. How did you get involved with RCW?
I was I did a show in Kokomo, Indiana for I think it was AACW. I've only ever been there the one time. Uh, I went up there to wrestle a kid named Chris Owens that I've wrestled 15, 20 times. Um, and they ended up bringing Brutus Dillon came down to wrestle, and Melissa Day tagged along with him. And so they ended up making us a triple threat match. And I just I was beating up Brutus and beating up Chris. And Melissa said that she has loved watching me hit people. So she asked me to come up and do their show the following May because I debuted there in May of 2018 in a five-way match with a bunch of other big Haas guys.
Yeah, I've seen you wrestle before. You put a lot of effort, you put a lot of work into your matches, and I know you were in the Revolution Rumble last year. You were involved, I think, for almost the whole match, I believe, right?
Yeah, the last 2 years in a row, I have lost the qualifying match and ended up having to be number one. And then this year, I'm in another qualifying match, and if I lose that one, I'll have to be number one again. But if I win, I'll be number 30, which gives me the best chance of winning.
Yeah, and you'll be involved in a high stakes fatal four way match. I know Brutus Dillon will be involved. You have Tank and the Celtic Nightmare, and of course
Yeah.
yourself. What is kind of your prep to go into a fatal four way? Because there's a lot of bodies and there's a lot of big men in this ring.
Big man, I don't have a problem with. I've been trying to get myself back in the right mindset for this. I lost the Fatal Four Way to Madman Fulton. That had Brutus Dillon and Russ Jones in it at the end of the James Wilson Memorial Tournament, and that's when I lost the title. And then last month, I was real off my game, and I ended up losing a match to Celtic Nightmare then too. I don't know what it's going to take. I just got to throw everything I got into this match, high flying, hard hitting, everything I can do. See if I can suplex Tank and Brutus Dillon again. But I'm just gonna throw myself at everybody and see what I can accomplish and hopefully win.
Because the fatal four way, it's a lot different than just a singles match. You have to worry about everybody. There's no countouts, no disqualifications. You really have to have your head on a swivel and be everywhere pretty much.
Usually I'm pretty good for that. And I don't like I said, I just gotta get my mind back into it because I want to do what I can to prove that I could be champion again.
Yeah, and the Revolution Rumble, if anyone who doesn't know, it is a 30-man Royal Rumble style match. How do you prepare for that, either going in for number 1 or number 30? How do you prepare for the Revolution Rumble?
Going in number one is what I've done the last 2 years, and I've lasted a decent amount of time. Last year, I was thrown out in the final five by somebody I'd already eliminated. If you go in at number one, just try to get as many people out of the ring as quick as you can. Uh, going in at number 30, you just try to pick off the ones that have been in there the longest and just, work it down so you have as least competition as possible. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". I weigh 300 pounds. I'm not the easiest person to put over the top rope. So as long as I don't have to be in there, if I gotta go in at number one, it's going to be a hell of a fight. If I go in at number 30, I can like my chances a lot more.
So yeah, that's why the Fatal 4-Way match is very important if you win.
Yes, very important.
And just I've seen the card for the Revolution Rumble. I mean, I've seen it the last 2 times, 2018, 2019. RCW, the Revolution Rumble, always a great show. Always, you don't know what to expect with the Revolution Rumble. That's why I always love it. But for you, obviously you have a great work ethic in the ring. But do you have any advice for anyone who's considering, joining RCW or pro wrestling in general?
If you're going to get into pro wrestling, be prepared for some pain. Be prepared for some hard, long drives, a lot of bumping, a lot of physical fitness. I'm not in the best shape myself, but I can work a 30-minute match and survive. I have a wrestling ring. I train 2 to 3 days a week, not including the days that I'm in the ring. You just got to make sure that you're prepared to put the work in, because this isn't meant for people that just, I think I might try this once or twice. That you need to put a lot more work into that if you want to do this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've talked to people and they've watched it on TV like AEW, WWE, and Raw and all that, and they said, "Oh yeah, I could totally do all those moves," and it looks so easy, like when we watch it on TV, and just seeing it in person, seeing you wrestle an RCW show, it looks a lot more like physical, like being up close than just watching on TV.
Oh yeah, very much so.
That's why like people say like, "Oh, I can become a pro wrestler. It's no problem." I go, "Yeah, well, you might want to reconsider."
Oh yeah, definitely.
So September 19th, we got the Revolution Rumble. It'll be this Saturday. Doors at 6:30. Bell time's at 7 o'clock. I know it's gonna be a great show. We got Anthony Lee's gonna be involved in 2 matches. You're gonna be involved in that high stakes. Winner receives number 30 spot Fatal 4-Way, and also the Revolution Rumble, either 1 or 30 or somewhere in there. But what's kind of your goal for the end of this year as well as we start to wrap up 2020?
My goal for the end of this year, I want the RCW heavyweight title back. I don't know how I'm going to do what I can. I'll win the Revolution Rumble if I have to. I want to. And then October, November, whenever, I'm going to challenge Mad Menthol and I'm going to take my belt back.
I'm looking forward to that rematch, actually 1-on-1 compared to actually a multi-man Fatal 4-Way. But I'm looking forward to that. I wish you the best in the Revolution Rumble, and I'm really looking forward to it. I should be able to make it this year, and I really looking forward to it.
All right, well, I hope to see you there, man.
Anthony Lee, former RCW World Heavyweight Champion, he will be involved in the Revolution Rumble this Saturday. Thank you so much for being on Super Cool Radio.
All right, thanks, Matthew. Thanks for having me.